And a very good Monday evening to you. I'm FOX54 Weather Impact Chief Meteorologist Dressman. It was an incredibly warm Monday across North Alabama, southern Middle Tennessee. I believe the official high, and we're probably going to talk about this here in a couple of minutes, was right around 98 degrees at the Huntsville International Airport and over in the Shoals. But both locations did have periods of time this afternoon, albeit brief periods of time, where they saw 99 degrees. I'm really giving away part of my forecast. Let's talk about something a little more immediate, and that is the development of showers and thunderstorms, specifically across northwest Alabama. Severe thunderstorm warning in effect for Lauderdale, Colbert, Franklin, and Lawrence counties. And that severe thunderstorm warning is going to run until 6:30 this evening. Primary concern there going to be the pockets for some gusty winds, some heavy rain, a little bit of hail. Also going to be possible within this activity, though. I think hail, the threat for any sort of hail, definitely going to be on the lower end of the spectrum just because of how hot it is over in northwest Alabama. At the same time, we're also watching some shower and thunderstorm activity up across southern Middle Tennessee. All of this activity is moving from the north to the south. So we've got this activity here that's going to continue to drop south through North Alabama. And then we have this activity up across southern Middle Tennessee that is eventually going to drop to the south in North Alabama. And then we're also watching this area here just to the south of Lawrence. We're going to be curious to see what this activity does if it ends up dropping to the south and then maybe moving into Limestone County and eventually down into Morgan County. Speaking of Morgan County, it does look like one rogue shower is beginning to develop there just to the southeast of Decatur, just to the northeast of Hartselle. Let's zoom in on the severe thunderstorm warning. As a matter of fact, like I said, we are talking about some pockets of incredibly heavy rain. Look at this, just to the north of Florence. As a matter of fact, it looks like this activity has expanded a little bit. For a while, it really wasn't including the city of Florence, but it has begun to include Florence a little bit more over the last 5 or 10 minutes. Just to the north of Florence, we're talking about some of these darker reds getting into some of the brighter pinks and the purples. That's going to be torrential rainfall. Take note of that if you're waiting on somebody to get home for dinner this evening. It's probably going to take them several extra minutes, as we're talking about some incredibly heavy rain here. And then also a lot of lightning. Each of these little lines represents a lightning strike. So we are talking about a lot of lightning within this storm, even some heavier rain now beginning to develop just to the east of Florence, just to the north of Muscle Shoals. This activity has primarily been focused killing down in Layton, where we've been talking about that heavier rain. Looks like some of this activity might slowly beginning to push its way into Town Creek. So, going to continue to watch this activity over the next 15 or 20 minutes. It looks like we're just talking about a stronger summertime thunderstorm. And again, it does have the potential for producing some gusty winds, 45 to 50 miles per hour. The potential is there for a little bit of hail. But I think the biggest concern within this specific thunderstorm is going to be the threat for some incredibly heavy rain, which might end up leading to a little bit of flash flooding. And then we're also talking about the concern for frequent thunder and lightning. Now, there are other opportunities for scattered showers and thunderstorms in the forecast. That activity could end up playing to our benefit over the next couple of days. Here we are at the lunch hour on Tuesday. Isolated to widely scattered showers and thunderstorms beginning to develop across the Tennessee Valley. And then not everybody's going to get wet. Not everybody's going to get wet at the exact same time, but it's just something that we're going to want to take note of. It could bring you a little bit of relief from the heat. If you'll pardon me, I was just checking my phone, just checking to see if we had any updates from the National Weather Service here in Huntsville. They were just kind of discussing some of the stronger thunderstorms over in northwest Alabama, nothing pressing. Now, this activity is not going to stick around too terribly long. As we head into the middle and later part of the evening, it looks like a lot of this activity is going to begin to dry out. But then look what Futurecast does as we head into the overnight, early into your Wednesday morning. Tries to bring about a couple of isolated, widely scattered showers and thunderstorms. Now, this activity stays in the forecast as we head into the Wednesday morning commute. I think it's probably going to come a little bit later in the morning. I don't really foresee us talking about rain 8:30, 9 o'clock in the morning. It would be 10 or 11 o'clock in the morning before we begin to see scattered showers and thunderstorms develop across the Tennessee Valley. But the activity is going to be in the forecast, especially as we head into Wednesday afternoon. Now, it looks like this activity could be a little more widespread in nature as we head into Wednesday afternoon. And this is going to be a good thing because it would end up backing off the current forecast. Now, the current forecast, and we'll talk about this in just a minute, brings the hottest air of the season into the Tennessee Valley both Tuesday and Wednesday. But if we can get better coverage of the shower and thunderstorm activity as we head into Wednesday afternoon, that's going to cut back on the heat a little bit, which means Wednesday is not going to end up being as hot as it is currently forecast. So something we're going to want to take note of and considerations that we're going to make when editing the forecast. over the next couple of days. Rain chances stick with us in some capacity. Then as we head into Thursday, we're sticking with rain chances as we head into your Friday. And then scattered showers and thunderstorms are going to be in the forecast as we head into Saturday, Sunday, and then Monday of next week. I wish I had a view over in Florence to show you, and I don't have a view lined up for you just this second. But over into DeKalb County we go. We're talking about a beautiful clear sky, kind of that pale blue that you often get during the summer months. I've got a couple of other views for you. Again, none of them are over in northwest Alabama. I wish I had thought to include a northwest Alabama view. Over the Parkway this evening, a little bit of cloud cover, but still plenty of sunshine. Traffic seems to be moving smoothly. We're looking southbound on Memorial Parkway. Now, like I said, the official high temperature, both Huntsville and over in Florence, it says Florence on 97 degrees. I know they recorded the official high temperature as 98. Huntsville International's recorded as 98. Athens Indicator recorded as 98. 93 was the high temperature today, and Coleman 95, 94 for both Pulaski and Fayetteville respectively. But again, there were short periods of time this afternoon, both in Huntsville and over in the Shoals, that the high temperature was recorded as 99 degrees. And this is much warmer compared to what we've seen every single day so far in the month of July. As a matter of fact, the month of July across the Tennessee Valley has been, well, rather ordinary. There's nothing spectacular about this. Yes, we had a couple of days, several days, where the temperature was above average, but it was never dramatically above average. This was a rather mundane July in the temperature department, if I do say so myself. It was really everything you would expect in the month of July. Through the rest of the evening, those of us that aren't talking about showers and thunderstorms are going to be quiet. It is going to be quite warm. 91 at 7, 88 by 8, 84 degrees by the time we get to 9 o'clock. Like I said, we had a hot start to the week, and I understand that the official high temperatures, both in Huntsville and over in the Shoals, were clocked at 98 this afternoon. That's only because there has to be a longer period of time where the 99 was recorded, and it was only recorded in maybe a couple of 5-minute intervals. So they're not going to consider that as an official high. But I still wanted to note that both Huntsville and our friends over in the Shoals saw 99. And this is definitely not only the warmest air we've seen so far this season, but this is the warmest air we've seen since August of 2024. And I looked this up a little further. On average, our first 99-degree day, both in Huntsville and over in the Shoals, is right around July 20th. So we're on par with what you would expect as far as the quote-unquote extreme heat beginning to move into the Tennessee Valley. Now, obviously, we're cooling down a little bit over in northwest Alabama, where they see more cloud cover, where they're talking about showers and thunderstorms. 89 feels like 111 in Florence. 88 feels like 103 in Russellville. 88 feels like 105 in Moulton. 96 feels like 109 degrees right now at the Huntsville International Airport. We're going to stick with the combination of higher temperatures and higher humidity as we head into both Tuesday and Wednesday. Now, this is keeping in line with the original forecast. Again, if I end up increasing the opportunities for rain a little bit more on Wednesday to make that activity more widespread, Wednesday's not going to be as big of an impact. But as of right now, Tuesday and Wednesday are both going to be FOX54 weather impact alert days. We're maintaining a heat advisory. Now, as of right now, the heat advisory only runs until 9 p.m. on Tuesday. This is in effect for all of North Alabama, southern Middle Tennessee. Yes, this time we're including our friends over in Northeast Alabama, Jackson, DeKalb, and then down into Marshall counties. Look at the forecast temperature versus the heat index and kind of watch how it drops off as we head into Thursday,